Okay, traders, I'm going to try and make this real quick, and I got like 16 pairs to go through, so I hope I can fit it all in 5 minutes, but let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm basically just going to give you, or really myself, but it might help you out a little bit, a sense of direction on what I'm looking for. And this is just analysis. The trade is involved when you see these. The analysis is done off of like 4 hours or daily, and the trades are going to be taken on 1 hour below. And this is the trading part right here, and the analysis part is what we're diving into right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 4 hour on this chart. All right, so there's a few possibilities that I'm looking at here on pound US dollar. So you have your impulse. There's two different things I'm looking at for this wave right here. It's either a complex C wave, pretty much, to get up to the flat correction, and the flat corrections are normally like this, or it could also be a contracting triangle as well, and it could keep coming up here. Bam! So you have basically on a triangle, you have A, B, C, D, E, and then that's where you get your next impulse to the downside. I'm still bullish on pound for the short term here, and then I'm also still bullish on the pound for the long term after we get this move right here. Let's move on. UJ. All right, so you have impulse correction. Now I'm trading the next impulse. I'm thinking we're going to go long. I'm going to go long around 108 area right down here. So if you look on a shorter time frame, it is still bearish to me. Nothing of this tells me go long. Nothing of this tells me go long. Nothing of this tells me go long. If you guys remember, I posted C impulse completion like 5 days ago, or probably about 8 days ago now, and then we get this move right here for the C impulse completion, and that's why I'm looking for it to break the recent lows, get down to this 108 area, and then start going strong again. Let's look at Euro Yen. So Euro Yen, you have this flat here, and then you have a diagonal. Now you have, look how flags work, look how perfectly they work. One, boom, boom. I posted this as a short-term sell setup in the group, so you have impulse correction, impulse correction. Now, if we look on a lower time frame, it's still kind of, I'm not sure what it's going to do from here. I'm still holding, but once it gives me a little bit more of an idea, I'm going to stack the order. Let's go UCAD. Now everyone knows UCAD's in the form of some crazy complex correction right now, and we might be nearing the end. But let's go to 1 hour. So these corrections normally have 1, 2, 3. It can break on the third wave, or it can come up for a fifth wave. You don't know how long the fifth wave is going to be, but normally they're going to come up and take everyone out and then go down. So that's why you wait for a setup. Now let me give you an example. So we'll go to the 5 minute. And right here, how perfect could this be? It comes down, breaks the flag, gets your tight squeeze up, and then drops. Now this piece right here is what I'm going to be looking for. Basically on all setups that I take, I'm looking for a flag like this. Simple. So watch for that for more downside, and the downside could potentially be very great. And I don't really look at fundamentals or anything. I just look at wave patterns, and the downside could be tremendous on this pair before we get the upside. Let's go to, I'm running out of time, but we're gonna have to make it 2 videos. Australian US dollar. Now this one tricked me, and I held it when I probably should have not closed my profits, but now it's looking like it's going to be a flat correction. So you have impulse correction, impulse, correction, impulse, and this is where I don't think we're going to get this next move down here, but if we do, I'm still going to take the setup. There's no problem with that. So if we break up here, and let's go to a lower time frame because you'll see it's still in a bullish consolidation. If we break this top and consolidate, then it confirms my flat, and wave 3 would already be happening, but I want to jump in to get that to get in the money. Let's see here. CAD Japan, I posted this a bunch in the group too. Let's go to 4 hour, and you see you have your impulse, and then you start your correction. I have all this labeled, but you have a flat here connecting 3, another flat here. I kept posting. It looks like we might get the one low, or we might start going up from here. And we broke the low one more time. Now watch for your bullish evidence. If we go to like 15 or a tighter time frame, you'll see that you are in process of making a flag. So I'm looking to take this here to the upside. Let's see, Kiwi Swiss. I mean, you can just kind of see where we're going with this one, you know. Let's try and catch this move, try and catch this move. So we have this flag that it's broken. If we go into closer time zone, basically I would wait for a little bit more of a flag to develop, and if that does happen, then I will be taking this to the downside. Let's go with Euro Pound. This one should be a good trade too. Nice little swing trade. If you're looking here, it's still overall bullish. Go to this kind of time frame. Still appears bullish, but here's what's going to happen before we get the move, most likely. Go to 1 hour. Actually, I'm sorry. Go back to 4 hour. So you have impulse. You have 1, 2, 3 A, 1, 2, 3 B. Now this could be, could we get our move here? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll get your contracting triangle and have this move. Or will we get a move something like this? Will we get a move up to here and then down to here for a flat? Either are possible. This still looked like a bullish flag at first, but now it's kind of not looking that way. So let me go ahead and remove this real quick. So this is just very basic. Now what's gonna, it looks like we're getting that move down, so it's gonna correct itself. And if we get that, let's looking for this trade here down. So we have A, B, C, D, E, and then once we get back up to here, I'm looking to trade this to the downside. Before we get the upside. Simple. And what do we got here? I got US dollar, Swiss. So you have, I'm going to go out of the weekly real quick. You're trading inside of a triangle almost, it seems. We might not get this move up to here, but I'm looking to sell this to the downside. So we go on a 4 hour or even 1 hour. What's it doing? It's correcting itself. It's making a flag. This could potentially come down right now, or it could keep doing something like this and then come down. I'm not looking for the upside. I'm only looking for the downside. And I would stay out of this one personally right now. It's not really showing me anything in particular that I like, but once I see something like this and this, I'll be looking for this. Be looking to take this piece. So I find an impulse. I don't trade this. I don't trade the corrective structure, but I try and catch the next impulse. Unless the corrective structure is happening on a daily like this, where you can sell, buy, and then you can sell. So this is making a basically an expanding flat, which is very expanding where C wave breaks past your other waves. So you have A, B, C. Now once we get this, then I'm buying all in, and it can potentially be a long way up from here too. Or could it come break down this way too? And if it gives me a setup where I see an obvious structural change setup to go this way, then yeah, I'm going to take it to the downside. I'm not married to my analysis. I'm just married to what's happening right now in front of me, because that's what's the most important. So you never want to trade what you think. You want to have an idea of what you think is going to happen, but you want to trade what you see 100% of the time. So let's go to Euro US dollar. I know a lot of us in this group trade this. I don't really trade it at all because it's just kind of in limbo right now. I'm still thinking more to the downside eventually. So basically this is going to keep kind of doing slow moves up before you get your next down move, and then I'm going to look for buys at that point. AutoCAD weekly, I'm looking at it two different ways, or I'm just looking at it as a change of structure here somehow, but I don't think that's going to happen. So 1, 2, 3, A. Well, let me start you off first. Here with your impulse. So you have 1, 2, 3, A, 1, 2, 3, B, 1, 2, 3, C. Now, could this be making an expanding triangle? So you have 1, 2, 3, D, 1, 2, 3, E, and then impulse. Could it be making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Come up here, and then impulse for a flat. Oops. For a flat. Whatever, you know what I was trying to do. It could be. Now, if we go on a lower time frame, it's still being very difficult here, and it's refusing to drop. As you see, we are starting to get divergence here. Let me go on a 4 hour. I mean, you have obvious divergence here. So I'm going to be taking a setup here shortly to the downside, but I mean, pretty soon if it keeps slowly grinding up here, I might just kind of wait it out and see what it's doing. But right now, I think we have a very good sell to the downside just in due time. It's not happening as of just yet. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. All right, let's go to AutoCAD, Japan. This is making a flat, what it looks like too. So you have 1, 2, possibly 3 coming down here. Now flats can basically, they can go here, they can go here, they can go here. You just gotta wait and trade what you see pretty much. So if this keeps coming down and giving you flag, oops. So it keeps giving you one of these, and it just keeps repeating this right here, then that's good to sell it. Keep selling it down to the downside before you get some bullish evidence, and then basically close out of your trades, or you take a sell, and then close out once you get to your next consolidation. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. Let me see here. Oops. NZD CAD. I'm still looking for downside here. That could just be an expanding triangle right here for this impulse correction, and then sell, coming back to the downside. I'm most likely going to take my profits here at this trend line, and once we get, let me see, if we get something like this on the trend line, then I'll be looking to sell again for the downside, because the downside could be potentially pretty good. Overall, I'm still bullish personally, but it won't be for a while until I'm bullish. But once again, trade what we see. It could just keep on coming down and down, and I'll take every flag setup I can see. Let's see, we're almost done. All right, crude oil. We're gonna finish these two real quick. Crude oil, it looks like a triangle. This still looks bearish, so watch it. Break some lows, then go up. I think overall this is still to the downside, and and Euro Yen, or sorry, Euro New Zealand. Basically, it's coming here into this diagonal as well. It broke out, and I'm looking for this piece right here. Now, these sells to the downside, like this flag right here, they can be good short-term trades. You know, something like this, boom, blah, you sell it, take your profits, because it'll just come right back up and take you out. I mean, it looks like it's making a flat. So I'm looking for buys on something like this. But I hope you folks got to see the fractal nature of the market. Let me see if I can go to like US CAD. That was a good one. It's on this side. Like US CAD, if we go to 30-minute. Now, if you see here, this is a perfect example of a fractal. So you have your impulse, and then you have this correction. This whole thing's a correction. But you have another impulse here with a correction, a bullish correction flag. So you have impulse, bullish flag, bam, but it's still making a bearish flag. So then it comes down here and you get this piece, and basically you're looking to sell it to the downside. Now, nothing out of any of these USD pairs that I went over, nothing of them told me bullish. I mean, there's nothing, absolutely nothing that says bullish on any of those pairs for my analysis. Now, maybe because there's a line or something, you know, support or resistance or something like that here, that doesn't really tell me to be bullish. That tells me that there's most likely a line drawn on the chart that the data doesn't really care about because it's dynamic data. It's always moving. If the support and resistance lines were making everybody money, then we could throw Wall Street out. We wouldn't really need them anymore. But what's important is the structure that the pairs make up, that the data makes up. Just example, I mean, when you have this huge impulse, I want to be selling everything to the downside. So I have A, B, C, I would want to sell that. And you can see every sells, when you take the sells, if you have a good setup, you make money quickly because it's fast. It comes down violently. When you have buys, they're slow. You only get back up to here fast. Get back up to here fast, fast. And now I'm looking to take pretty much this one to match this move here. And that's it. That's a basic overview of kind of how wave analysis work. You trade off 1 hour and below, and you analyze off of 240 and above. Pretty simple. Thanks for checking it out, y'all.